Hey, before I forget, today we're going to get a new villager. Next episode, I want to name that villager the most liked comment down below. So drop your best name down below right now. Thank you so much. Let's go. Good morning, lads, laddies, and lovers. It's me, Alyssa, and welcome back to the Minecraft Guide, specifically the 4th episode since our big restart. In between episodes, I did my duty. Every job I said I would do. I stood around waiting for this farm to grow up, and now, at last, we get our very first full... I should fix that later today. We get our very first full harvest of perhaps the most important Minecraft 1.21 farm. And if you were wondering why this farm is so crucial, well, stay tuned, my friend, because by the end of the episode, it'll become more apparent than ever before. Tap like and let's do this. Oh, buddy, sugarcane on sugarcane on sugarcane. I have so much. That's crazy. I always forget how compact these farms get when you do that, like, spacing pattern that we did. Wow. Oh, that's fire. Now, like the land developer that I am, before today's build, we're going to need a build for what we're going to work on a little bit later on. Before today's build, I've done a whole ton of contemplating. I was thinking for sure, for certain, some kind of gray stone base. I think that'll be pretty cool. Then I was thinking maybe for the top part of the build to match the environment around here and also match this build, but be a little bit different. Ooh, what about spruce logs? Now, like the great land developer that I am, I've been considering this whole base area and what to do. Does this next move take place over here, or at last have we finally moved all the way back to good old-fashioned home sweet home? No, we have not. It takes place over here, but I like that tree. Spacing. So ideally, I take out as few trees as possible. Lately in life, I've become something of a tree farmer myself. My whole family keeps commenting on it. And I figure, why not go ahead and translate that energy over into Minecraft? We want to leave as many trees as possible. It will help enhance the build. What if maybe we have the site of our brand new build sitting right there? That'll be the foundation of it. And then it'll go whoop right up tall to the sky. Yes. I think so. Alright, so yes, welcome back to the guide, everybody. I've kind of already said that, but I don't know, I felt it necessary to welcome you again anyways. Today's build, I did quite a bit of thinking and consideration. Do I construct today's build over where we are right now, or is it at last finally time to move back over to old home sweet home, the mountain base? Don't worry guys, I haven't abandoned it, but I figured I needed at least one more moment over here at this base. See, I've been thinking about what we're going to do next, and I mean, I don't want to spoil it quite yet, so you just stay tuned. You'll figure out pretty soon, I'm sure. But I was figuring out what I want to do next, and I don't know, I kind of like the vibe of this whole, like, separate 1.21 base. I keep saying it, but it's so true. I'm so obsessed with it. So what I ended up cooking up is the idea to maybe, for this next part of the series, actually take on whatever I want to take on. What could it be? I have no clue. But take on whatever I want to take on over here at this base, and then maybe a little bit later on when I want to, like, say, industrialize on whatever we're going to discover very, very soon, it would be a whole lot easier to just say, wouldn't it? Anyways, we'll find the thing over here, whatever that thing is, and then later on, if I want to make a farm, I could go ahead and find another one of those things somewhere else. Maybe, like, say, over at the Cherry Blossom base. Alright, so for the base of what I want to build today here, this is what I'm thinking. I don't have the most stuff in the world. I could always go down to the mines, but I don't really want to go down to the mines. I don't think I usually build the towers that are this shape either, like with 2 wide in the middle. That's going to be 4, 1, and then 4 right there. That'll be, like, interesting and for sure different than what I've done before. Now, I've been thinking about this whole area over here being, you know, so in love with it and everything like I've been saying, and I really want to keep, like, a consistent theme going on. Peering through the trees, we kind of have quite a bit of copper, a little bit of tough, and then, of course, the wood tones. I like the wood tones. They look so good, but in the rule that we established last episode, no log shall lie unstripped. I figured maybe we go ahead and strip this spruce log so it doesn't, like, blend in with the trees too much, you know? And then, from that point on, it's all up to me and only me myself to come up with a tower design that doesn't end up looking a little bit, strange, we should say, in shaping. So the tower, I always get nervous every single time. Ever since the Donna incident, I just can't ever get it out of my head. Ooh-wee, I have an idea. I've cooked myself up a great plan. I just don't really have a lot of logs for it. Towers, always, no matter what, when you're building them, you want to keep them strong and sturdy. To keep it strong and sturdy, I figured the main part of the tower, going up from the base of it, is going to look something like this. We'll keep it like 4 blocks wide on every side. Then I figured maybe to add a little bit of depth and variation to the tower, another huge build trick to make your builds look good, What if we maybe come in with staircases and pop it in a little bit? You can kind of see I'll give you advantage in a minute. But anyways, we do the staircases popping in, then we keep going up. And what if maybe we have more staircases, and because we have a perfect 2x2, what if maybe we do a centered window? That could look pretty cool. Then we end up hitting like a middle area of the build, something like that so far. That could be cool, but this definitely isn't a tower. So what I think we need to do is maybe go ahead and make it a little bit taller. And to make it a little bit taller, what if I say came in here and essentially replicated what I did on the lower half of the tower, except flip it upside down on the top half of the tower, and that ends me all the way smack dab right there, far above the tree line. That's definitely for sure a tower, but with my towers, I like to keep them a little bit more realistic. You see, a big tower tip that I've learned over the years here is if we're going to build a tower and we're worried about overthinking it, maybe for the top part of the tower, we pick a material that's a little bit lighter, so like something like wood, and then the bottom of the tower could be a little bit heavier. And that means when we have the bottom of the tower being a little bit heavier, maybe we try and say like keep the heavy things on the bottom part of the tower. So like the random cobblestone that I placed in a second ago, that would, I'm sure I could make it work. Like, you could totally tie the bottom of the tower into the top half of the tower and make it look really, really good and consistent, but me personally, the, tower building extraordinaire, yeah, we'll go with that. What in the world have I done? You know, I kind of completely forgot to say what we're working towards unlocking at this point. It's the old tools, the armor. I miss it so much. I kinda can't believe I'm saying this, but to finish building up that part of the build here today, I've run out of all spruce wood. We're gonna have to build a farm. But on the bright side of things, take a look at this beautiful build. It's tall, it's sturdy, it's strong on the inside. I mean, it's not too finished quite yet, but eventually I can see it now. We have a ladder going all the way up to the top and the floor. Well, look here, because at dawn, we're gonna set out on a big adventure. Until then, I figured the floor right in this area, we might as well go ahead and flip, renovate, and upgrade this stuff. It's the base of a tower. I got stone all over the place. Why not a little bit of cobblestone? Bright and early the next morning, it's time for our first real adventure of the Minecraft update. There is one thing and one big thing only that I am going to need to get my hands on if I want to find the other large thing that the Minecraft 1.21 update added. And that big thing, well, it's the updated and best villager of this entire update. Now, of course, to get yourself started in the update, or just in general in the update in a brand new world, to get your hands on villagers, you've got a couple different moves that you can make. The most difficult one being find a zombie villager, cure it up with a potion, a golden apple, and then make sure it's nice and safe. Maybe the easier method is going to be go out into your world, the great big blue expanse, and sail, look around until eventually you can find a village, and find a village. If my memory recalls, well, we have our settlement over there. If we go over the hill this way, I think before too long, I should. I see something that is a little familiar. Very cool. We'll come back to you. Oh, but yes, the big money. Before... Okay, never mind. Oh, but yes, the big money. Before too long. Well, the village, sweet village. Knock, knock. Is anybody home? Home, sweet home, you say. Oh, we got a couple of pirates inside of the village. Freshly traded with two. You've never been born before. Get in the boat. I'm so sorry. Don't worry about it. Other villager, leave her alone. You're only making it harder on her. While I'm at it here, make my life a little easier. Workstation, you don't need it. Quit your job. Quit your job. Don't worry about it. I'll be your provider forever, sweet big-headed baby. Now, while I'm out here over at the local swamp biome, today's comment of the day. It's a little bit early to address it, but why not? We can make our own rules, right? So, today's comment of the day has to do with the sugarcane farm and the issue that I was having inside of it. Wait a second, look at Sky Tower from this side. It looks so thin and frail. I don't know if I've ever seen it from this angle, but wow, it's like so, yeah, thin and frail. He said it best first time. Anyways, today's comment of the day is going to involve these lily pads and the farm back over at our base. I'm not sure exactly how many lily pads I need, so I figured I'll just bounce around out here until I have about a stack. That should be more than good. About a stack of lily pads later, let's get back over to the villager. So this villager, for everything that we're going to want to pull off and make sure it properly resets and links to the new zone, it's very important that 1, it doesn't have a job, and 2, it's never been traded with before. So those kind of basically go hand in hand if you know about villagers. No, let's think about this. I need to get it back to home sweet home. I'm not too familiar with the water over here. I don't know which ways it goes and which ways it doesn't. Is that a dead end? Yes, it is. Okay. I could absolutely get a lead saying get the villager in the boat and pull it across the land. But one small problem here, I don't have a lead, so it's not an option. Instead, I feel like I have a memory of doing something like this kind of before, maybe deja vu or something. I would think we could move the villager across this lake, using a workstation, allow it to pathfind back on the land, place the boat down again, put you in the boat, take the workstation back, it's mine, you're unemployed, jump back in a boat, carefully sail around the tree, and then hit that body of water right there. 100% sure, no, that's not me, but I'm pretty sure that if we hit this body of water, it's something of a river, and I think it'll eventually wind back over to home sweet home. Sheep tree, what are you doing in the sheep tree? Oh, why sheep tree, you all-knowing being? Villager lad questions you as well one day, for we will be back for you. Wait tight. Aha, before too long, just as I expected, home sweet home. Alrighty, now, I didn't really, kind of plan for this part. Really, to be honest, thought I probably would have done that, but now it's setting to nighttime. Maybe, ideally, possible, I would have taken on all of this stuff in the bright and early daytime, but where are you sailing to? I don't trust you. You're gonna have to wait right here until the morning, then I'll let you out and we'll move you home sweet home.
Day 2.
1 night, incident free. Now that it's morning, it's a whole lot safe out here, but it's still not time quite yet. We need to wait for the sun to get a little bit up into the sky because early in the morning, the villagers are lazy. They don't really want to do anything. I think if I maybe put a workstation down right here, once the villager starts to look over this way, if it's even possible, I don't know if its head might detach from the spine, it just wants to go back home. Don't worry about it, no, this life is much better for you, and it's not lonely either. Just go ahead and chill here and look at the workstation. Tell me that you want that job, please. No, stop looking at home, stop. You make me feel terrible. All right, Milad, now that it's been a little bit of time, you seem to look over the workstation. You want it? Oh, yes, you do. Oh, you're amazing. So considering the fact that we don't have to move our villager very far, we should be able to get away with this job with just 2 workstations. One's inside of the building. Oh, you're doing it. Not so big. Okay, all right. Come on, buddy. Nope, you're trapped in here forever. With a couple of fence gates right over there, a villager inside of the building, you're stuck living here, home sweet home, enjoy it. All right, so now I've constructed a makeshift tree farm out in the middle of the water. I don't want the pods all to spill all over the land. What I think I'm gonna need to do here is chop that big giant tree down, decorate up that tower, throw a roof on the baby, and slap a couple decoration details on the side, and well, friends, then we've done it for today. Let's start with the tree, though. It's a bit of an eyesore. Alrighty, so first things first, when it comes to detailing up the side of our tower, I did these little spikes to kind of blend the gray up into the top part of the build. I figured I could maybe continue these spikes out a little bit more with some iron bars. That could look pretty cool. Always, whenever you're working on a build and you have kind of like 2 separate parts of it, it's a great idea to try and mesh those parts together somehow. Whether that's something like taking bars, a little bit of gray tone and pulling it up into the build, or it's taking something like a little bit of brown tone and pulling it down a little bit lower on the build. Either way, mix those colors in together for a better looking build. Look, he's in jail. The fool. Now, in a minute, I'm going to put an entrance on this build. I think maybe for the entrance, I want to do like a small awning that I'll have maybe, gosh, I don't know. Maybe I'll have some like walls pop down like that. Up close, maybe not the prettiest thing, but I think from far away, it might look pretty good. And I came up with this potentially fire, no pun intended idea. What if maybe right here above this awning, I put some campfires and like signs on the front of those things to lock them in? The signs on the front of the thing to lock them in, and I think it'll look pretty good. Maybe we tie the cobblestone from that side around the rest of the build though. Maybe slap a couple of pieces right there above this whole wood thing that I did. And yeah, it kind of feels more connected. For the sake of consistency, wood thing on every side, and iron bars absolutely every side too. Now, villagers are smart, but at the same time, not like insanely intelligent. For example, Fensgate can't figure him out. For other example, ladders. So villagers can kind of figure out ladders, I believe, if you put them lower down. However, if instead of we fill the ladder in all the way down to the ground, we skip that bottom ladder, you're gonna have to jump up to actually use the ladder, but you could use the ladder. With ladders placed down, something like this right here, the villager will never be able to figure out how to actually go up and down, and that's exactly what I want. Sorry to say, chum, but you have no business being that high up. No way, that's the first brown wool of the world? Oh, that's insane. You gave me one short. You cheated me out of the deal. Come on, cheapskate. All right, nobody's watching. Come on, do the thing. Go on. All right, now back up here on the top of the build, I figured we need to do something really cool. Definitely fences hanging off. Then I figured maybe like a post or something hanging out. Keeping it consistent, we strip all of those. Then I wanted to maybe try and like build this up and almost make the top of the tower feel like medieval feeling, but not like properly medieval and knights and everything like that, like a wood tower still. So maybe what I do is I do like a little bit of slabs right there, some fences and the logs sticking up. Then maybe right here we do like a slab and a slab, like double up or something. And then we get to the other side and repeat it all again. That's going to lead to like certain parts sticking up a little bit more. And yeah, you know, vaguely medieval feeling, but also not like a giant castle at the same time, you know? Oh, no way. I made exactly the perfect amount of fences. I love when I do that. Oh, that's so cool. And the perfect amount of slabs too. Now up on the top of this thing, the top of the build is only for me. No villager will ever be dared to allowed to set foot up on top of this thing. On the top of the build, to kind of like blend it into like the rest of the builds around here, I wanted to try and do something maybe potentially a little bit cool. What I want to do is maybe go like 3 or so blocks up, then campfire, 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 hang off at the side, and maybe do one more campfire. So we have like a big signal beam going up into the sky. Around the campfires, maybe to like lock it in and make it feel like, you know, finished. Couple trapdoors, flip them up, that'll look good. Jump down off of the side of this thing, strip all of these logs right here to really blend it in with that building. Couple more trapdoors all the way around the side. And yeah, now we have like a cool signal tower at the top of this tower, and also because the campfire is right there, that should do the job for lighting up all of the blocks over here that we needed to. Ooh, now moving up the rest of the build, we still have this open spot in here. What if maybe we accent to the outside of the build with a little bit of darker wood tone? Dark oak fences in here, why not? Hopefully I have enough dark oak fences to be able to pull this off, but I figure maybe in the corner going all the way up the build, or at least like most of the way up the build, we do dark oak fences, cap it off with a trap door. Okay, no big deal. Cap it off with a trap door, you know, something like that. Maybe a couple of lanterns for good measure on the front too. Ooh, can't forget about light inside of that room. That would have been bad. And now here we are. That brings us to the final moments, the tiny things that I need to do to wrap up today's build. I'm gonna have to figure out a path to get over to the build and throw a couple more details around it, including the paths inside of the sugarcane farm. While I go ahead and do that, I would like to share with you my most recent obsession, besties. I can't get over it. It's this game called Sound Map. Now, I want a disclaimer and say this is totally not sponsored, but if you happen to work at Sound Map or know a developer, hey, hit me up for the sponsorship, please. Anyways, it's this game. It's a mobile game. You play on your phone. It's called Sound Map. Basically, it's kind of like Pokemon Go, except with music. Basically, my other big obsession in life. Essentially, what you do is you like walk around, and then there's like different drop locations. You would walk to the location, you tap on it, and by the way, that drop location is going to be a different genre. So say like pop or rap or whatever. Then you spin it, and if it's like pop, then you're gonna get a random pop song. Maybe you're lucky, you get Sabrina Carpenter song. Maybe a little bit less lucky, Taylor Swift. But hey, I mean, it's still cool. Okay, all jokes about that last one. I hope that doesn't get me in trouble. But anyways, it's a really cool game, and I'm really enjoying it. If you play the game too and you want to add me, my name on there is just Waddles. It's kind of beautiful. It flows nice. And yeah, I mean, it's just like my most recent obsession. I'm so obsessed with this game. It's like unhealthy, unreal, and I mean, it's really fun. Anyway, so I think I'm running out of time to go ahead and do my talky thing. So let's jump back to the build and check it out. And so, our best villager of Minecraft 1.21, the cartographer villager. In the next episode, we're gonna dive into this buddy, unlock all the trades, and find the thing that this thing helps us find. For now, though, I've gone ahead and set up a small little area over here. I didn't really know exactly what to do with the path, so I kind of just cut it up here diagonally. I mean, it clearly works, right? So, it's kind of fun. I wanted to continue the vibe with the coarse dirt all the way up along this way, make it feel like real old and ancient, you know? Walking around to look at the tower, I mean, I like it. I think it fits in here. It also, to me, like, because it's built out of tough cobblestone and wood, it looks like ancient, which I love. Anyways, Minecraft Guide, episode number 4, since the big restart, that's just about all I have for you today. Thank you all so much for watching. Tap like if you enjoyed it, subscribe for more. A huge thank you to my patrons who helped me make content like this possible. The Duke, Pixie Phantom, Awkward Burb, Deb K, and Faithful Grimoire. For early episodes of this series every single time, check out my Patreon. It's been me, Waddles. I'll see you all tomorrow. Goodbye.